We're going to now give a very warm welcome to Qaisra Shahraz MBE, founder of these Arts Awards and Executive Director of Macfest.
Good evening and assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. A most warm welcome to our National Muslim Arts Award. Hushamdi, Ahlan, Sahlan, Maharba. Welcome our Lord Lieutenant of Manchester, Greater Manchester, Ms. Diane Hawkins, Lucy Leacock, Chancellor of University of Salford, Nazir Afzal, Mashallah, Chancellor of University of Manchester, Alan Walker, Pro-Chancellor, University of Salford, General Counsel of Romania, Nicoletta Teodorovici, and the mayors, of course, there's so many of you, trying to remember the names, mayors of Bolton, Trafford, Salford, Tameside, Rochdale, Bury, and Manchester, most welcome. Sam Ingleson, Associate Dean of Salford University, Neil McInnes, Head of Manchester Libraries and Galleries, Joanna Midgley, who's not here yet, Deputy Leader of Manchester City Council, Alan Wareham, President of Man-Lit and Phil Societies, and of course, our dear friend also, Ivan Garcia from the university as well. And then Nasser Mahmood, who's not here, and Alan Wareham, as I said, President of Manchester Literature and Philosophical Society. Welcome to other distinguished guests, judges, performers, partners, artists and their guests, friends and family, and of course, my wonderful Macfest team. In spirit of Macfest, with our mission, celebrating arts and connecting communities, we have in this hall Muslims and non-Muslims, and at least 4 faiths: Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, and Christianity. We are truly global with our artists and our judges and guests from at least 16 communities, and I will share Turkish, Lebanese, Tunisian, Moroccan, Eritrean, Bengali, Indian, East African, Egyptian, Iraqi, Iranian, Chinese, Pakistani, Nigerian, Romanian, Ukrainian, Polish, French, and Brazilian. Wow, what a collection we have here. Would you agree, everyone? I missed Lebanese last time, didn't I, Richard? I remembered especially. I apologize if I missed Libya. Indian, I said Indian. Libya. Libya. Oh my God. I knew this is the face of my team member. Okay. Our mission for the Arts Award is to celebrate and provide a unique platform for Muslim artists to showcase their creativity and talent through an art exhibition in partnership with University of Salford, and a chance to win an award in the 4 categories: painting, calligraphy, drawing, and photography, and to network and share their expertise via our new Muslim Artists Network launched last year. Last year, we celebrated the Northwest Muslim artists. This year, we have gone global, national, with participants from several cities around the UK. University of Salford remains our valuable, staunch partner indeed. Last week, we celebrated our 2nd splendid art exhibition, beautifully created and installed by the marvelous arts faculty team of Salford University. The exhibition is truly a feast for the senses, celebrating the best of Islamic art, creativity, such diversity, such gorgeous artwork. Every piece is unique, and you will get to see them soon. All are winners in their own right. We were delighted to meet and host many of the artists being showcased last Thursday. Many are here this evening. Please do visit the new Adelphi University campus to see the exhibition for yourself. It's still up for a few days. Sam, who will speak later, will tell you more about it. I hope you enjoyed our art exhibitions in the other room, our demonstrations including sand art, calligraphy and marble painting, our cultural hubs celebrating Bengali culture and Romanian culture. For entertainment, again we're offering you a feast like last year with a fantastic musician, singer, Dr. Hakan Sakir, and he is a real doctor. He has to rush back afterwards to do his singer in the hospital. A highly talented Sufi performer, Feliz Ozem, and a marvelous sound artist, Bilal Coast. We're leaving that right to the end, and that's his piece there. You will have to see it. Now I want to thank people, and I'm very generous in thanking people, so sorry, we'll have to have a little bit of a long list here. A big thank you to our judges, Sadiqa Juma, Samir Malik, Richard Fouad, and the other Fouad Ala Baroff, Paul Vivian, Brendan Fletcher, and the chair of judges, Sam Ingleston, for their time and their expertise. You will meet and hear three of them as to why a particular artwork won the prize. A big thank you to Asma Yunus, our marvelous host, my lovely Asma there. She's a BBC radio presenter, and that's why we've chosen her for a special skill. And also her fab company, Islamic Art Prints, for sponsoring the Arts Award. They are one of our sponsors, and we are truly grateful to them. Thank you to other sponsors in kind, University of Salford, especially Sam, huge supporter of Macfest and the Arts Award. She's always there, my darling Sam, at the end of the phone for her support and ideas. Thank you also to our fab team, especially Brendan Fletcher and Paul Vivian, for the judging, decorating, and in particular for installing the brilliant exhibition at their university. A massive thank you to Manchester Hold This Place for this gorgeous venue. They provided us, they sponsored us. They opened their wide arms to us last year, and they've done the same this year. Thank you most sincerely. Their staff have been terrific. Please do visit the Manchester Hall's ladies' powder room and the men's restroom. You are in for a surprise. Take your cameras with you. You will need them. You will need them. Thank you to Zinc Occasions, of course, for the wonderful table and stage decor. They did the stage for us. They did all the decor, so we're really grateful. And of course, our media partners, BBC Radio Manchester. We've got Channel 44, I know he's here. And I know a TV Focus, Aminul's here, and I'm expecting 2-3 others. Thank you to FFEU, who are sitting in New York. You will hear their recorded message later. Thank you to our guest artists, our exhibitors, our cultural hub champions, and their exhibition. For example, Lord Richard Ford, and Khalda Al-Khamris, Sadiqa Juma, Samir Malik, the cartoons by Humanity by Dialogue Society, Dr. Ida Gliga Bobek, and Saki Chowdhury for the cultural hub, and my own Noura for her coffee. Finally, thank you to my marvelous Macfest team. There's so many of them. I'm so proud of them, including our university placement for all their hard work in supporting me. I'm so proud of them. In particular, I want to thank Steve Tennant here, his wonderful tech team. They were here all day yesterday. They've been here all day today. And Katarzyna, my assistant, who's traveled all the way from France to join me, and she's been working very hard for the last 4 months on this award. Please do wait for the cake cutting ceremony at the end with group photographs taken to celebrate our national awards. Finally, please join us, keep this date free, 14th of February for the Macfest 2026 opening ceremony and the Macfest Women's Art Festival, and we will be launching a new and exciting initiative, Muslim Diaspora Archives. More of that next February. Please take photos, promote the awards on your social media platform. My team has left little slips on your table. Use them to promote. Thank you so much for your time and enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Anything that Qaisra can't do anymore, you go and launch something new again in February. Sound okay still?
Yeah, all good, perfect. Thank you, Qaisra. Now, we've heard a lot of fond talk from Qaisra about this woman. We're going to welcome next to the stage Sam Ingleson, Associate Dean, Engagement and Enterprise, School of Arts, Media and Creative Technology at the University of Salford. Sam was also the chair for our panel of judges, and she'll come on stage now, say a few words. Give her a warm welcome.
Hi everyone, a little bit embarrassed, Qaisra, for all the shout outs I got. Thank you very much. It's such a pleasure to be working obviously with you, but working with Macfest in general. And I think you said most of the things that I was going to mention before, but I just thought maybe it'd be useful just to expand a little bit on the process of getting to this final stage tonight. So I think we started back in March last year after the Macfest launch, calling out to artists across the UK. Last year we were Northwest based open call for artists, but this year we extended out across the UK, and we're really pleased to see that people took us up on this. I think an open art exhibition is a very special kind of thing because you don't have to have gone through the traditional route of a university. You might have come to art later on in life, or however people find it, and going around and seeing how people can express themselves emotionally through art is really good and very evident in some of the work that came in. We had well over 100 applicants coming through, and we went from a kind of digital submission process to opening up to probably about half of those to see the work in person, because it's always much easier if you've seen the work in person rather than digitally. And then we spent a lovely day in September. Qaisra, again, you brought food, and we all did some judging, and we had some interesting conversations there about what would go in. And the final submissions, about 13 pieces on the walls at New Adelphi, and a wide range of artists from across all ages, and from drawing, photography, calligraphy and painting. And the work's been up for over a week now, and we get good footfall through the New Adelphi theatre, because I think people know as an arts building there's always going to be good things to look at. So I'd say it's been viewed not only obviously by everyone who invited to the exhibition launch, but across the university as well. So often people cut through our building to go to other buildings just to see what we've got on show, and you see the amount of conversations and people sort of standing and seeing the artwork. It's been well received, and as a university we're really proud to be able to host it, and I'm sure we'll continue doing so. I'm sure I'll get roped into more things with you, Qaisra, in the future. So I'd just like to thank all the Macfest team and Katarzyna in particular for keeping an eye on all the submissions and everything. That was a big piece of work to do, and we're really pleased to be here, and thank you.
Thank you, Sam. And I have to say, I was privileged enough to see some of the behind-the-scenes action with the judging and the amount of work that goes into it, and it is a lot of work. There's a lot of incredible art, and it's a very, very tough thing to chair a panel of judges as well. So thank you to Sam. Now, some of us might have been here last year, this might be brand new, so what we're going to do is celebrate the first art awards that took place last year, 2024, and we're going to watch some of the highlights.
foreigners. Got another video to watch before we move on to the next section. This video is from this year's incredible exhibition at the University of Salford.
Probably tell from that video there was a huge variety in the artwork and they all were really incredible, but there can only be one winner for each category. Now before we get into that, we've had 4 categories, and what we're going to do is feast on some of the marvellous artworks that featured as finalists in those 4 categories. can imagine it was an incredibly hard job for the judges, but they have made their decisions, so let's get straight into it. The first award is in the drawing category. But before we present the award, Paul Vivian, Director of Art and Design from the School of Arts, Media and Creative Technology at the University of Salford, he's one of our judges, and he's going to come up and tell us a little about the artwork selected as a winning piece.
Thank you, everybody. And I'd like to start by congratulating Qaisra and the Macfest team. This is such an incredible event, and we're so pleased with the exhibition. And I hope all of the artists that are here tonight are proud of that show, because it's fantastic. I want to start by congratulating all of the selected entrants for this year's exhibition. The quality of drawing was extremely varied across a spectrum of approaches, from pattern representation to depictions of faith. And I think the winning entrant really kind of summed up the power of drawing as a communicative tool, and in an age of AI, we need drawing even more as artists. Drawing itself can be interpreted as a point, a line, and a plan, a space to move through, and across, a space in which to interact, to make new connections, and to encounter the unfamiliar and familiar. And drawing, we could say, in Muslim culture, teaches us that a simple line can hold both devotion and inquiry, both history and innovation. And within this diversity, the act of drawing remains a way of seeing, thinking, and understanding the world. And I think the selected artists and their work represent that to me. So now I would like to welcome to the stage to present the award for drawing, the Lord Lieutenant of Greater Manchester, Diana Hawkins.
Thank you very much indeed, Paul. Well, good evening, everybody. And I'm absolutely delighted to be here back once more with Macfest, but it's the first time I've been to this Arts Award event. And over the years, I have learned so much about Muslim culture. Thank you, Qaisra, for the variety of events that you put on. And every evening I learn something. And tonight has been no exception, because I was saying to Lucy as we sat down, the irony of me presenting a drawing award is that I couldn't draw anything to save my life. I've learned a lot more about it now, so thank you for that. So I'm delighted to announce that the winner is Asma Janakara Desai. The Khalil Jayat Mosque in Kurdistan.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, and thank you to Paul and our Lieutenant for presenting that award. Now, we're delighted to introduce our first piece of entertainment for the evening. We have the very talented musician and singer, Dr. Hakan Shakar, who will be performing for us. Let's give him a warm welcome.
Hello everyone, welcome. Turkish instrument which called saz or bağlama, kind of a guitar with 3 groups of string. I have a drum as well, but I came as solo. If anyone wants to play drum, I would be happy. I have also wooden spoons. I can share this on the chair. Can you please pass through? I'm not pushing you, just... Thank you. If you want wooden spoons, we have also in the box, in the purple box. Or it's up to you. I feel very happy. English is not my first language, sorry about this. To be here, to be part of this lovely meeting, coming together. We just give some awards, but there is no one, someone having some awards, but everyone, there's no loser here. Everyone being here, sharing our ideas, feelings, emotions, coming together is the best thing that we can do for our community. Now I will start my song, and you can see the lyrics on the screen. I just made some small changes to the spirit of the night. The first song is My Friend, Dostum. If anyone can speak Turkish, you can join us. Thank you. And dancing is free, but no pressure yet. Is it? Can you hear it? Okay, good. olan, bacaları tam olan, gözü güzel olan, geri gelme gündüz gel, horozdan korkan olan, ama şeker olan, ömrüm bekar olan, arasına atılmış damda yatan olan. Kayaya koydum tuzu, herkes yarinde mutlu. Kayaya koydum tuzu, herkes yarinde mutlu. Gelinler tatlı yesin, kaynana seni oldu. Ama şeker olan, ömrüm bekar olan, arasına ayrılmış damda yatan olan. Ama şeker olan, yandım bekar olan. Thanks very much.
Let's give another round of applause. Qaisra Shahraz, beautiful music. Really beautiful. I don't know any Turkish, otherwise I would have sung along, but actually it's probably for the best. I am really not the best singer. Next time, my husband will never let me back on stage if I sing with him. That part of the evening where I'm sure many of us have been looking forward to, it's now time to eat. So food is being served by Zinc Occasions, as Qaisra mentioned, they're one of the sponsors tonight. They'll be providing our dinner. There will be vegetarian options on the table, but if there's any problems, do just get in touch with Qaisra or a member of the Macfest team. So enjoy your food, eat rapidly, we're going to come back and do the rest of the awards. Thank you.
So to present the award, I'd like to invite Qaisra FRSA, OBE, Chancellor of the University of Manchester, Chair of the Lowry, former Chief Crown Prosecutor for North West England, who will come up and present the award. Thank you so much.
That's very kind of you, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Can I say it's a real delight and real honour to be amongst you this evening. Thank you, Qaisra, for inviting me. She knows I have to be in London tonight, so I've got a train to catch in about 30 minutes time, so forgive me if I leave immediately after this, but it was really important that I stayed and spent some time with you, and I'm delighted to have done that. Now, we're in very difficult times. It's really, it would be remiss of me, given my former roles, to not talk about the hate that we're experiencing in our country, in our cities, even in this phenomenal place, Greater Manchester. Hate never built any bridges. Hate never cured any diseases. Hate never pulled one child out of poverty. And yet we make so much policy on the back of hate, and we do so much to generate it rather than deal with the love and honour that we know we already have. These awards are recognising what we have in common. We have a real desire to ensure that culture keeps us together. We may be multicultural, but at the end of the day we share something here. We share a love of art, who share a love of creativity that goes back centuries. And it's a real pleasure and real honour to be able to give to you tonight the winner of the Photography Award, which is Qaisra Shahraz.
Thank you. Congratulations to Iqra, and thank you to Nazir and Samir for presenting that award. Our third category this evening is the painting category. And to talk a little bit about the artwork, I'm going to welcome back onto the stage Lord Richard, who is also a well-renowned calligrapher, painter, he's also an entrepreneur, faith leader, the list is endless. Welcome back, Richard.
I'm glad to be among you, among all these talents and all the achievers and all the people who love art, but also most and foremost love the community together. Painting is one of the oldest forms. Calligraphy is one of the one close to my heart. But when I decided to go into calligraphy, I decided to do painting, because paintings allow you to go more beyond just writing, despite of whatever the architectural composition of it. And our brother, Mahmoud here, has gone through this and went into painting, and he chose to have geometry, pattern, Mecca, Medina, and Jerusalem, to have them all together captured in a very insightful way to bring them all together. It's a very beautiful painting that we had no difficulty to choose it to be the first one, despite of all the other artwork that were really highly presented also in that category. The Photography Award winner, the Painting Award winner, presented by Lucy Miko, the Chancellor University of Salford, former ITV news presenter.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Richard. Well, what an honour, as everyone has said who's been up on this stage, to be in the presence of not only such talent, but with people who are going out of their way to support that talent. Because art speaks to us in a way that nothing else can, whether it is poetry or photography. Those images that we saw, all of them before, we could have had a pin drop when we were watching them, because we all interpreted those images in our own way. And I think they speak to us in a way that perhaps our world leaders and our politicians can't. So well done for all of the work that you're doing, putting your heart and soul into this work. You should all feel really proud of yourselves. And then, I must have dropped that award. They're absolutely beautiful. So yes, Macfest Arts Awards. The winner of the painting category, you might have guessed this, Malin Manning, painting Lotterovna.
Going to move on to some entertainment now. We've had food, we've had entertainment before, singing before. We're going to have something a little bit different. You might have seen it out in the before with all the others. However, we're going to get a live demonstration now, produced in front of our eyes from the incredible Bilal Qaisra. Just going to set up his camera, and he's going to get straight to it for us. Here we go. Huge thanks to Bilal Kosei for that incredible demonstration. I felt like we were watching Britain's Got Talent or something then. It was just like surprise after surprise. It was amazing. Truly beautiful. Just when you think you know everything about art, something like that comes along. We're on to our final category for the evening, calligraphy. And I'm going to welcome back on stage Samir Malik to talk us through our winning piece.
Hello again, everyone. This prize was especially close to my heart because I've been doing calligraphy. I've been calligraphy for a quarter of a century now. And what makes great calligraphy is sometimes the skill and technique, but it's also inventiveness, playfulness. Because the way I understand it, beautiful calligraphy, which means beautiful writing, actually hints at what the heart can feel, but the eyes can't see. And the piece that won, which will be revealed when my colleague comes up to the stage, just did that for me. There were some great, great pieces here that really inspired inspiration and made me open my eyes. But this one has such a playfulness, such a beauty, such a, it just called me. So it's not a piece that I will actually hang in my own home. So to present the award, so we can see who's the winner is for the Calligraphy Award, I'd like to invite Professor Alan J. Walker, the Pro Vice Chancellor and Dean of the School of Arts, Media and Creative Technology for the University of Salford. Welcome, sir.
I can't come onto the stage this evening without, especially after a performance like that, without saying a couple of words. Those words are about transformation, and that was a performance. It was most magical. And I think there's somebody else in this room this evening who is also able to make that sort of transformation, and that is Qaisra. It is not often that I go to an event. In fact, I've never seen so many mayors in all my life. And actually, what we've got tonight, so I'm informed, we have a chain gang. We almost have a complete Manchester chain gang. And that's pretty impressive. But mayors, there's something much more special in this room this evening, and that is the community of fantastic artists that I met last Thursday and the previous year, and the way that you've managed to bring those communities together. The number of nationalities you mentioned earlier on was really amazing, and the friendship that has been shown to me just last week was wonderful, and I must be invited again. This has become a must-do event for me, so thank you very much. Now, I'm going to pass it on, and I've got a real privilege to do now, to announce the winner of the Calligraphy Award, Mohammed Top Out, the Divine Win.
congratulations to Mohammed. Thank you to Professor Alan, Samir, again, for presenting the award. We're going to hear from our final entertainment act of the evening. So I'd like to introduce you now to our singer for tonight, Feliz Ozum, a very gifted performer, is going to join us on stage. On stage? Yes, she'll be here. Here we go. Let's give her a warm welcome. Please, what a stunning performance. Got goosebumps from that. Mesmerising. We've wrapped up all the awards. We have a few final notes to share with you. So we're going to share a greeting from New York now, from Chris Sakarabani, Director at Foundation for Ethnic Understanding, who is a supporter and sponsor of Macfest. Play his message.
Hi everyone. I hope you're having a great time. Tonight has been a wonderful celebration of talent, heritage, and community. The second Muslim Arts Award ceremony marks a special milestone, a national competition with 61 remarkable artists and representatives from 15 Muslim communities in attendance this evening. My heartfelt congratulations to our 4 winners, Mohamed Popal, Mahmoud Manning, Asma Jadakara Desai, and Iqra Sayed. You should be proud, and every participant should be proud for contributing to this vibrant showcase of Muslim creativity. Your artistic voices have truly enriched this celebration. So please join me in congratulating the winners and all the artists, and in thanking the visionary leader of Macfest, our esteemed colleague, the one and only Qaisra Shahraz, and our dedicated team, Katarzyna Jablonska, Sam Ingelson, Asma Yunus, and all the partners and sponsors who made tonight possible. As we leave, and as the ceremony is coming to an end, I hope that each of us feels renewed, inspired, and committed to championing the power of art, to sparkle dialogue and strengthen connections. May tonight encourage us, Muslims and non-Muslims, to reflect on identity, spirituality, beauty, and meaning, and to continue celebrating the shared humanity that binds us all. To the entire team and partners again, my very best wishes to you. We are all looking forward to being part of the 2026 Macfest initiatives and to watching this remarkable journey continue to grow. Thank you, and congratulations to everyone. Bye-bye.
Macfest really is a global event, isn't it? Video messages from New York just to round off the night. Well, we've got one final speaker before we wrap up and get to cut this incredible cake that's been sitting there teasing us all this evening. So I'd like to welcome on stage Councillor Rabnawaz Akbar, one of the directors and huge supporters of Macfest, who's going to give a vote of thanks and round off the evening.
Thank you very much, Asma. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, Lord Lieutenant, Mayors, Deputy Mayor of Manchester, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. I mean, Qaisra did say to me just a word of thanks, but I noted at the start of her, when she spoke, she thanked everybody. Chris has just thanked everybody. So I know you're all wonderful, and it'd be great to thank you again, but I think it'd be a bit boring. But before I go on to what I want to say, I just want to say, when I found out, sorry to embarrass you, Lucy, I was really pleased to see, finally meeting Lucy Meacock. You know, these people are legends, aren't they? Because they're in your living room every evening for years and years, right? And so, but I was delighted actually I wasn't sitting next to her. And earlier on I said to Lucy and Lord Lieutenant, why? About 30 years ago actually, I met that other kind of person who was always in our living room, Richard Maiden. If some of you know, when you go to Salford M602, there's a Sainsbury's petrol station on the left, yeah? One day I pulled in to fill up, and then on the other side was Richard Madeley. So I got out of the car, and when you look around, you think, is that Richard? You talk to yourself, going, is that Richard? Is that Richard? And I got the courage and I said, hi, are you Richard Madeley? He goes, yeah. So I shook hands and everything, and I thought, great, I've finally met this guy, yeah? I turned around and realised I'd put the diesel pump into my car. And then took it out and I said, oh, sugar. Well, I didn't say sugar, but you know what I meant to say. And I was like, I took it out, so it spilled on his shoes and... But he was really nice about it, and I'm sure he ruined his suit and his expensive shoes, but he was really nice about it. So when I was coming here tonight, I did not want to sit next to Lucy, just in case I ended up spilling stuff on her nice dress or something. But really great to see you, Lucy. As Asma said, you are an icon. Thank you so much for coming tonight. And I was introduced actually as a director. This is also embarrassing. I'm a director, but just by name. Honestly, this is the most silent director you ever know of. And this is the bit I want to come to, because I think we've thanked everybody, and some people have touched upon on Qaisra. I've known Qaisra for about 25, 30 years. We're practically neighbours. We live 5 minutes away from each other. Some of you may have heard this story, but I know there's some new people here, and it's important, I think, to know where Macfest came from, or something a bit about Qaisra. Me and Qaisra were together on primary school governing body. And even then, that was well before I became a councillor, and I was into politics. I didn't even know I was into politics, to be honest. But I could feel that this lady, she had a passion to help people, to help communities. And she was so passionate about helping a lot of those kids. Vast majority of them in that school, English was an additional language. So even then, she was an author, she was already kind of known, but I had a feeling there was more from her to come. In the preceding years, we both were involved in kind of interfaith work. I got elected. She came to see me in 2018, I think it was. This was after the arena attack. And again, this is about the vision of Qaisra. What she said was, look, Muslims are getting such a bad press. Islamophobia, anti-Muslim hatred is going up. I want to do something to portray a positive image about Muslims. The fact that we're not homogenous, we're all different, we have different cuisine, dresses, art, music, culture, languages, and Manchester is very diverse. We've got all these Muslim communities, but nobody actually knows about them. And I want you to be join you in this project. I said, look, I'm busy, I'll join you, but all I can do is support you in terms of just say, carry on. And literally, honestly, that's what I've been doing. The first few years, in fact 2 years are really difficult. All those kind of, I suppose, you know, lighting the midnight candle and writing all those bids and then getting refused. It could have been demoralizing, and she could have easily said, forget it, I don't want to do this, but she didn't. Whenever she rang me up, all I used to say was, look, Qaisra, just keep going. You know you're doing the right thing. Eventually, everything will come into place. And look at it now. Now we've got, this is the second Muslim Arts Award. Macfest has been going on for 8-9 years, and it's getting stronger and stronger. We might receive, I think, an award from the Queen as well. So I think it will continue to grow. But I think the key thing is, where the vision was, this is the need of the time, isn't it? And the previous speaker, I think, mentioned it as well. Nazir Afzal has mentioned it as well. So many people out there are trying to divide us, split our communities, spread that hatred, mistrust. What we need is events and people and organizations that bring communities together. And that is what Qaisra is doing. And when you look at the list of kind of the different people from different ethnicities that are here, that tells you. But it's not just about Muslim communities, it's actually bringing all communities together. And for that, Qaisra, honestly, you're a star for Manchester, and we're so lucky to have her, and her passion and her grit and her determination. And so, in the true Manchester way, I want to thank her. Can we give her a standing ovation, please? To Qaisra Shahraz. Thank you very much. I'll leave it at that. I think that's a nice way to end. We'll cut the cake. Thank you, everybody. Hope you've had a wonderful evening. It's been fantastic speeches, fantastic performances. The food's been great. Have a safe journey home. Thank you.